Hey guys, it's Deborah. I'm going to try to keep this short. I just wanted to talk a bit more about this chart, this amazing chart that Brother in Christ made. It wasn't me who made it, and showed it on my last video. I will link in the comment section the video of the man who made this chart. So I won't go into it all over again. You can watch my last video and you can see what this all means, but just in short, obviously it's a bunch of blood moons and he connects them all. And they all kind of center around this one coming up in May 26, 2021. And they offshoot, on either side, and they exactly line up perfectly, from one blood moon to the next on either side. So he also shows tetrads and eclipses and other things, but he doesn't show any partial blood moons, but he centers it all around the May 26th date. He just thought he would like check out numbers. And some people, I've heard people like putting this down or whatever, like, I don't know what is wrong with some of these people. Like, I don't even know. This is amazing. It doesn't matter how many charts have come out, how many things have happened in the past or whatever. God is just amazing. Like, this is not a coincidence. If you can see, it all centers in this one moon in the middle and then going off to the side are the exact number of days, like exactly on each side. So just watch my video from yesterday and you'll get a better idea of it, or watch his video, he'll explain it. But this numerical amazingness is not a coincidence. It's amazing. And someone in my last video put a comment and said it looks like the menorah. It looks like the menorah, and it does. That was an amazing comment. I can't get to all my comments, I'm sorry, but I try. I miss a lot, but thank you guys. I do appreciate your comments. If it's Lord's will, I'm sure he'll make me somehow see it or whatever. So anyway, the menorah, okay? Look at the blood moons, not the tetrads or anything else. Like there was the one on March 20th, 2015, and then you go all the way across, which lines up perfectly with the one August 2027, and you see 2,259 days on one side, 2,259 days on the other side of this May 26, 21. It's all lined up like that's the center. So look, I can't tell you 100% what it means. I can tell you this is no coincidence. How could that even be? How could that even be? Okay, and then you have the other two lined up just above it, and then the other two. So you have three on either side of May 26, 2021. Just like the menorah. You have three, three, and one in the center. And that's going to bring me to the point why I even made this video. Because when the person mentioned it being like the menorah, it just resonated with me in my spirit. And I was like, oh my goodness, like who stands in the middle of the menorah? Jesus. But anyway, this is going to tie into something else. So that May 26th blood moon is actually called the flower moon. I don't know who makes these names or how it all works. I've heard of like the worm moon, the wolf moon, and other moons, but this is called the flower moon. And the reason, and it's a blood moon. So it's not just a full moon. It's a lunar eclipse, a blood moon. And I've put verse upon verse and showed you guys that, you know, blood moons mean something. I've talked about the tetrads. I talked about all this different stuff. But the point is, you know, I can't focus on people who don't believe or don't want me to do this anymore or whatever. I'm going to actually put out another video to those people. Not wasting my time, just kind of like about what I think about it. But this video is not about that. This is about you guys who it says you're blessed if you look at the book of Revelation and try to figure things out, and, you know, you get a special crown. So if you're that person, sorry, I shouldn't say a special crown. I forget what it says. I know you're blessed for those who are like trying to understand the book of Revelation. That's going to be me. That doesn't have to be you. That's going to be me. Anyway, this flower moon stuck out in my mind because of something Sister Genevieve Brazel in Australia, my friend, that she has said recently. Now, I don't know if you've been following her channel, but lately she's been posting a lot about this painting her daughter gave her, with a full moon and these pink big flowers on either side of the full moon and a bridge. Her daughter didn't paint it because she knows of the blood flower moon. She just painted it for her mom. And it might have been for Mother's Day. I can't remember now. But anyway, it relates to something that happened to me. So if you watch Genevieve's recent videos, it talks a lot about all these confirmations and things she's got about this moon coming up. And I just showed you that amazing chart. And that chart, like, even if nothing ever happened for 100 years, that chart is still amazing. I don't care. If nothing happened for 100 years, which that's not what's going to happen, but if nothing happened for 100 years, that chart's amazing. How could it line up like that? And it literally lines up like the menorah. So anyway, regardless, obviously something special about this moon on May 26th. We all hope it's the rapture. We all hope that's what it is. But I mean, I don't know that it is, but the point is it's something special. It's clearly something special. So Genevieve's videos points really at this flower moon. And I'm going to end this video with a clip from a young man's video who talks about a dream he had about this flower moon, 2021, and something the Lord showed him. Anyway, so I'll end it with that. But this particular flower moon is interesting because, like I said, also because of Genevieve's daughter's painting. And you could check out her channel, and maybe I'll link her video in the description box in case you guys don't know who she is. Some of you won't know who she is. But it really rang out to me because of what my daughter painted for me on Mother's Day. Let me show you she didn't paint, she drew it. She drew a picture for me on this last Mother's Day. So this is the picture that my eldest daughter drew for me on Mother's Day. And it really reminded me of what Genevieve was saying with her daughter's paintings being of this big full moon. And then on the side, these two bunches of pink flowers and the Lord pointing her to this flower moon. And this picture to me looks like almost a flower moon because it's like a super round flower. And it reminded me of the flower moon. And then my daughter said she wanted to include a Bible verse. And she said there was 2 verses that she was feeling like she should write down, but one she really felt like she should add to this picture. And it just happens to be in Revelation. And if you notice, it's 717. We've talked about that number a lot of times. So let me just read it quickly. It says, "The Lamb in the center near the throne will be their shepherd. He will lead them to springs filled with the water of life, and God will wipe every tear from their eyes." This is just her Mother's Day gift to me. So you see the word spring. It said he will lead them to springs filled with water. So it just makes me think of spring. But another thing, it made me think of the menorah again, because it says the Lamb in the center. So it made me think of Jesus being in the center of the menorah, which made me think of that blood moon chart that guy made. So there's just a lot of tie-ins. And the fact that she made me this picture, it just didn't feel like a coincidence that it looks like a flower moon almost. So yeah. And since the moon is on May 26th, I prayed and asked the Lord, is there any verse about 5:26 that might be significant? And I just found this one, Ephesians 5:26, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with washing of water by the word. And well, I just read about springs of life, but it's interesting because if you read what this verse is talking about, it's talking about the bride of Christ. So that was 5:26, but I'll read 5:25 to 5:27. Ephesians 5:25 to 5:27. "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church, without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless." So it's interesting that 5:26, when I prayed, is there any verse about that, brought me to presenting the bride to the bridegroom, Jesus, or the church to Jesus. Like, that is the rapture. So that was interesting when I prayed about this whole 5:26. I'm not trying to say anything strange about numbers or whatever. I always say this, no matter how much I preface the same things, people still say the same things to me. No matter how many times I say, I don't know exactly the day it's going to be for sure. People say, no one knows the day. Like, people are just going to say it. And yeah, but I just want to present this to you guys who are excited and on fire and not lukewarm. And anyway, I thought that was amazing. It's about the bride being presented to Jesus. So that was pretty cool. And I should say this too. I'm not saying you're lukewarm if you don't watch End Times. I don't know what you are. I don't care to figure everybody's brain out. I just know he wants you on fire. Either hot, or if you're cold and you don't want anything to do with it, fine. But in between sucks. It's boring. It's saltless. It's bland. And I don't want to be like those people. So if you want to be those people, go ahead. But that's not going to be me. So on to another topic. So I want to talk about this verse, Acts 2:1, because when I was actually talking to Genevieve about all this stuff with this whole painting and all this other stuff, and I was telling her about that chart, she brought up this verse and she's like, Sister, isn't it very interesting that it says, because we're coming up to Pentecost and all this is surrounding kind of Pentecost and second Passover and who knows what day is what anymore, calendar stuff. Some people find a lot of interest in figuring that out. I just don't have that passion for that. So I just know all in around this time, fig tree generation and the 17th and which is today actually, and the 20th and the 24th and the 26th. And there's just all these things, I think the 23rd, like all these things happening all in around this time. It's kind of harvest season. Just want to mention they are still harvesting. I have proof they're still harvesting barley. Okay. They're still harvesting barley, and there's the wheat harvest too. So that's a whole nother topic for another time, but I've talked a lot about why I think, the overcomers really are more representative by barley because of this whole thing that a very, very old video Perry Stone did, but I won't get into that. I have no idea. I shouldn't say no idea. I'm not sure, but that's a whole nother video for another time. But I just wanted to finish off talking about this because in our conversation, she said, "Sister, isn't it amazing how we all seem to be kind of in the same accord? Like we're all on the same page with this timing right now. Like usually you'll have people who are like, oh, I don't see any signs for, for 2 months from now. Some people are like, oh, I see it for tomorrow. And some people are like, oh, I see it for a year or whatever. Like everybody's all over the place in this kind of like community online. But right now everybody's kind of like in the same accord. And she brought up this verse that says, and when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And I think that's amazing because Pentecost is coming and everybody's like May-ish, June, I don't know, like all right now, everybody's kind of like in the same place. Like all these people making videos and stuff, but there's a lot of people who aren't, but in this community, the community, like, you know what I mean? So like in that time when Pentecost was given, they were all in one accord. Yes, they were all in one place physically, but like, it feels like, I don't know, spiritually or like mentally, we're all in the same place and we're all like, okay, this really feels like the season. So I thought that was amazing that she brought it up, that nobody's really like rejecting this. There are people in other communities online saying like, they're post-trib or it'll be in a million years or 10 years or whatever they're saying. I don't know. Oh, and there's a lot of people also talking about, I guess, the fall time. But I just feel like this more than I've ever seen, people are in one accord right now about this spring. So I don't want to discourage people. I don't want to like give false hope. Like if anybody like me, I have, children that need healing and all this different stuff. Some people, they have no clue, how much, this would mean to me to have the Lord come and bring healing through the rapture to innocent children. And honestly, some people have no idea what they're talking about. Like they just don't even know anything about me or lots of people's situations, and they judge and judge and judge. But with that same measure, they will be judged. And I just caution them to find their first love and stop just, well, you know what? That's going to be my next video. I'm not going to go on about it. But what I can say is majority of people are on the same accord right now. And I think that's pretty amazing. So the Holy Spirit was given at Pentecost, and we know he that now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And we truly believe that's the Holy Spirit, meaning he will be taken out of the way so that wicked one can be revealed. Okay. So was the Holy Spirit given on Pentecost, and will he leave on Pentecost? I don't know. It might be because, there's that verse that says, you'll come at an hour when no one expects. So I'm paraphrasing that first, but we're children of the light. We're not children. We're children of the day, not of the night, that it would overtake us as a thief. It all fits. It all works, that we're going to have the idea of the timing, but not, exactly. So my point is, so many people have been awoken to these times. And like I said, we're all in one accord. And I think that's really amazing. And I just wanted to share with you all the stuff surrounding that chart. There's no way that is just a coincidence. Those perfect dates, I just can't even believe it. So that chart's amazing. And it lines up, like I said, with that menorah. Like that's amazing. Jesus in the center and the 3 on either sides, those blood moons, and the 1 in the middle. Like, I don't know. That was just amazing. And then my daughter draws me that picture, and it relates to me again, the menorah. It says he is in the center. He's in the center. It talks about water, talks about spring. And then the 5:26, Ephesians 5:26 verse talks about the same thing. And it's about preparing the bride for the bridegroom. May 26th, the full blood flower moon. Like if that stuff doesn't excite you, or you feel like, okay, I can't do this anymore or whatever, you can totally unsubscribe. It's just a little button. You literally just click it and then it won't come into your feed anymore. And I understand about being tired, but probably you have no clue because of the situation that I'm in. When you talk about health of children, and I don't want to get into it, but the point is when you need healing and these kind of things and they're massive things, I could say more than anyone, like than many, that I'm tired. But like, it's ridiculous. Like, what else do you want to do? Just sit around and say, like, I don't care anymore? I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But like I said, I'll talk about the next video because there's actually something I want to read to you from the Bible that relates to that I feel about that right now. And it was really impactful. And I practically read this one part of the Bible every day because it's really encouraging to me. And I think it will be to you as well. I, of course, don't want to give false hope. I don't want to do anything like that. What I'm saying is, if you want to unsubscribe, just take your little finger and you just press it's a button. It's one button. You just do it. And if you're in a bad place, like whatever that means, like I can't control everybody's brain and mental health. And so I have not set a day or hour. I've told you about amazing, amazing things. The people who study Revelation was there for a reason. So if you want to say, oh, all that matters is just share the gospel, don't do anything else, then there really only needed to be like the Gospel of John or like the four gospels. Like you didn't really need much else. Revelation's there for a reason. Daniel's there for a reason. This is what he's created me for. And I'm not going to follow humans so that I deny God to follow humans. Like that's just ridiculous. So like I said, the next video is about that. How I'm going to stop going on about it. I just want to focus on this positive thing, whatever is good, whatever's pure, whatever is lovely. Think on these things. And this is just amazing time. We're in one accord. So, I am so thankful to the subscribers on this channel. I'm thankful to the friends I've made. I'm thankful that, through thick and thin, we've tried to just, keep together. And this is like kind of our only fellowship. So, it's weird. I like being in person, and where I am, all churches are closed. Because I'm in a lockdown. So basically, yeah, this is the fellowship. Anyway, I hope that blessed you guys and was interesting. Like I said, I'll link the video down below of the guy who made the chart and Genevieve's video. And now I'm going to play for you a quick video that just, I think, confirms this whole flower moon being a big thing, and that chart is legit. And just stay tuned. It's only I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes long, of a young brother just talking about his dream about this flower moon. So I will end it at that. I hope it blessed you guys, and stay tuned for my next video, and we'll talk to you soon, or hopefully see you there. Until next time, God bless and shalom.
So the first dream I want to share is the dream that is titled Wildflowers 2021. In this dream, I was shown a painting of a full moon in the center of the painting with wildflowers surrounding it. In the dream, my attention was then shifted to the bottom of the painting, and I saw written Wildflowers 2021. It's important to note that this painting was also not yet finished. I could see kind of in the middle area, it was not finished yet. It was almost finished. Now, I was so confused what this dream meant until Holy Spirit led me to understand it. What I saw was a full moon surrounded by wildflowers. Now, on May 26th, coming up, there is a full moon, a supermoon, called a super flower moon. Now, all you have to do is pull up a picture of the super flower moon, and the pictures that they show of this moon to represent it is a full moon surrounded by flowers. This is significant. On the same day, there's also a total lunar eclipse, a blood moon. And as you know, so many believers have seen in their rapture dreams, in their dreams, a blood moon, as well as another full moon. I myself have had 3 dreams of a blood moon. One dream of just a huge blood moon, one dream of a full moon next to a blood moon, and I believe one more. And I never understood it until it all started connecting once I had this dream. So on May 26th, there is a super flower moon as well as a total lunar eclipse, a blood moon. So this is just so exciting. I've never had a dream like this before with like a word, like the words Wildflowers 2021 with an actual year on it. And I feel the confirmation in my spirit that we are the wildflowers ready to bloom. We, like April showers bring May flowers. We are ready to bloom in May. We are ready.